Have faith? Let it begin. Hello everyone, my name is Angel, and this is another episode of Have Faith, Let It Begin. We want to welcome all the new viewers that we have just had come to our family of Have Faith, Let It Begin through Twitter. We want to thank our viewers who have joined us through YouTube and also through all different types of platform, mainly, of course, Spreaker. We want to thank iTunes. We want to thank everyone that has joined our family. We want to also lift up and thank GABBIE Santana for the use of our theme song as she performed it, wrote it, and produced it all on her own at 14 years of age. GABBIE Santana, we thank you for your constant support. Folks, we want to begin by starting off with a topic. You saw the title, work ethic. Wow. As you all know, I've been in the workforce for over 20-something years, 25 years to be exact. And it is amazing to me how in any and every job that I've been at, you will find people that don't realize the type of work or job that they have. Let me give you an example. Being in sales, I found too many people that consistently had the it factor, meaning they were great salespeople. It was not as if they had to work hard at it. They could come in literally on a day that is clearly not a good quote-unquote sales day and yet perform or outperform others. It's as if it was just too easy for them. But their work ethic, their reliability was always a question. It's as if they didn't want to work. It was amazing to me that they could come in, bang out as many sales as they could. And in sales, hours really don't have to be a factor. If you're producing a lot of sales and you're doing extremely good sales work, you could literally work less and make the same amount of money based off of your production. And it was amazing to me how people who found themselves doing a job that they really liked took the job for granted when they could have done even better. It is sad to see people move into a position that most people cannot do, most people would dream to be a part of, and they take advantage of that position and eventually miss out on the opportunities that they could have explored or advanced in. As the years went on and other jobs came about, it was surprising to me that each field that I've gone into, there's always a certain amount of people that do not want to work. And I'm not speaking about their personality, their characteristics, because a lot of these people that I worked with were genuinely amazing, sweet, caring, God-loving people. But I couldn't figure out why they didn't come to work, why they battled so many different types of storms, but yet they didn't seek help. Now, I am not one here to judge. I don't want to sit here and say that they shoulda, coulda, woulda. But I believe that when you have faith, when you believe in yourself, when you believe in others to try to help you, when they're actually offering that help, you should try to take the help. You should try to believe that God will provide. Work ethic is so important. Growing up, I remember before emails and before job applications all over the computer were a factor, I remember my father saying, well, it's time to get a job. Don't forget, put on your Sunday best, put on a shirt and tie, research the company. I want you to go in, introduce yourself, and apply. We didn't go into stores and locations and said the lines that you hear today, which is, are you hiring? No. We'd walk in, smile on our face. We'd sit there and we'd wait for the manager and we'd say, "Hi, how are you? My name is Angel. I really enjoy your company. I just wanted to let you know I'm fresh out of high school or I'm fresh out of college, and I really feel that I can make an impact here at this job. What will it take for me to sit here with you and show you what I can do? Do you have a few minutes so I can tell you what I would like to bring to the team?" And the managers would look at you and size you up, and based on the handshake or based on how you dressed, and they would literally sometimes stop and give you a formal interview. And sometimes you'd get the job right on the spot. And then the paperwork would come. That's the stuff that I remember. Now it's sad, People will go on these job markets, and I'm not knocking these job markets, because let me tell you, if it wasn't for these, monster.coms and Indeeds and all these things, I wouldn't have the job that I have today. I'm just saying that I think it takes away from the person. I think it paints a different picture for the individual when they apply online and just wait for the phone call to come in, rather than going in and literally applying yourself, applying what you bring to the table, and getting up, getting set up, getting dressed up and feeling good about yourself, so that you can walk in and give yourself the platform to be hired, the opportunity for the manager to look at you and go, "Wow, I want this person on my team." Excuse me, I'm battling hiccups. On my team. Work ethic is so important. I mean, growing up, when we used to get our working papers, I remember my father sitting me down and saying, "When you go to work, if you commit to hours, you do the hours. If you're sick and you really don't think you can come in, then you call out, and then you make every effort to try to make things up. You tell the manager that, 'I'm sorry, I'm going to have to take the day off. I'm not feeling well.' Even if they don't ask for a doctor's note, you go get checked out, you bring a doctor's note. You do everything in your power to make sure that that they know, meaning the job, that you are willing to give everything you can to make this company thrive." I remember being in Kentucky, and I was there for 3 months. And I remember having to do interviews. And in this particular office, which was in Louisville, if I said that right, I'm grateful. If I said it wrong, I'm sorry. We had a huge sign, a huge billboard on the main highway, and it was huge for us. I said that twice, but it was very, very beneficial for us, because we paid it monthly, and it was such a big sign that we didn't even have to put ads in the paper. It was clearly, you could clearly see it for miles, and people would literally show up or call about the job. So a gentleman comes in, he's dressed up for the interview, and I look down and it says the obvious, "How did you hear about our job, our position here?" And this is what I'm talking about, work ethic. It's mind-boggling to me. He wrote in that section, "Your big behind ASS." I'm not going to say it, but your big sign. So I'm just looking at it, and I'm like, who does that? Who puts that? Who just does that? And I couldn't figure out, and he laughed about it. He really thought it was kind of funny. He thought it was an icebreaker, and it's like, no, that's not an icebreaker. You should have said, "I was referred by a friend," or "I was referred by your amazing sign, that you guys provide on the highway." But no, that's what he wrote. And then, of course, he didn't really pass the test in the interview. So I'm not saying I didn't hire him because of that. I'm just saying that he didn't show enough interest for me to hire him. But I'll be honest, that comment didn't help him either. I don't know. It's amazing how many times I get into the work environment and work atmosphere, and I find so many people that do not want to work. And if you don't like your job, If you don't like the position you're in, try your best to find something else. Now, again, easier said than done. Many of us have really good positions, really good jobs that pay extremely well, but yet we don't like what we do. I get it. I understand. We have to feed our families. We have to do what we have to do to make bills and etc. I get that. But you don't have to be miserable. Find a way to make the job, I don't want to say fun, because work is work, but try to make it work. Try to make your day a lot more pleasant. Whether that means that maybe on your lunch, you can go out and walk around and feel better about yourself, or feel better about, the position that you hold. Whether it's going out and talking to your job, your manager, and saying, listen, I really like it here, but I really want something more. I want to do something else. I want to grow. I want to advance. Reliability, credibility, personality, will, drive, all that plays a factor in the work environment. Work ethic is key. I've seen too many good people lose their jobs for the wrong reasons and hang on to them. And I don't know, it's very hurtful to me to see people go to work miserable, come home miserable. I'm not saying go out and quit your job, people. I'm not saying go out there and do something different with your life, because you hate your job. I'm just saying find something in your job if you can't leave it. If you can't move on to something else because you don't think that particular job is going to, the new job is not going to pay as well or as good or as you have right now. I'm just saying find something good. Pray. I've said this many times. If you believe in God, pray to Him and ask Him to make things better. Ask Him to take away the frustrations, the anger, the sadness that you have when you have to go into work. I have a saying that I've always believed. If I have to get up for work, if I have to get up and not want to go to work, then I don't want to work there anymore. I'm telling you, I've had many jobs like that. So I'm not saying that I've had perfect jobs. I feel that I'm at a perfect job finally. At age 40, I'm finally happy. But what I'm saying is, you have to learn to identify what will work for you, what will work for your family. Because the last thing you want to do is come home and take it out on your family. There'll be another episode called Leaving It at the Door. And that's something that I'll get on that kind of piggybacks this episode. But just remember that each and every day as you walk into the workforce. Remember that work ethic is key. Remember that God does provide. And if you believe in Him, if you trust in Him, He will keep you on the right track. He will take away that frustration. And for those of you that have lost your job, that have pushed too much, pushed the limits to the point where the job is no longer there for you, you haven't failed. There's a new beginning coming your way. There's a new challenge. There's a new focus. There's a new door. And when you open that door, before you open it, say to yourself, God, let this be the door. Let this be the right choice. I put things in your hands because I know that when I open this door, having you with me, having you behind my back, having you guide me, there is nothing and no one that will take it away from me ever again. Have faith. Let it begin.
Don't you see that your faith is coming?